Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel, Watercolor Painting in the Afternoon. I'm Beth, and today I wanted to recreate this and to practice this. This is just a picture of an elephant that I did by scribbling, mostly. I realize it's not the most polished piece I've ever done, but I am working on learning how to do this. And I thought you might enjoy watching the process. Now, like I said, this is not the most beautiful elephant in the world, and I'm not trying to make something that you can hang on your wall for sure. This is just practicing the art of scribbling. And I want to try this elephant again. I'm going to give him another go, and we'll see what happens. I hope you'll come along with me. So I've divided my paper into two parts. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to move my mic over here so that it's maybe a little bit closer to my mouth. I've divided my paper into two parts because I know that most likely one of them is going to work and one of them's not going to work. So let me just kind of get this centered here. And I'm just going to keep working on it until I get it right. But I'm just going to show you one side today, I think. I may take that back, but that's what I'm going to try to do. All right, so you've seen the picture, the online picture, and you've seen my rendering of it so far. I'm going to draw it again. I'm just drawing this freehand this time. I'm not trying to draw it, with a tracing. It's not going to be very precise or terribly precise. I'm just trying to eyeball it. I see that the trunk comes down in the picture to about right here, and the head's up in here. So we're going to have that little head bump right there. And then his trunk comes down and curves inward this way and comes back up because he's eating something, obviously, there. And then I see that about midway of the picture we have his wonderful tusks. So I'm going to put one right there, and I'm going to come over here and put one here, like that. Again, see, this is not terribly, it's not terribly precise. They're actually kind of more blunt than that. They're not very sharp, really. All right, and from there, his trunk comes on up, right, to about his eye. Okay, and then his eye is up in here, in this part, and there's just this large, dark area right here that is his eye, and we see his ear coming this way, and then underneath that, let's see, the rest of his face is right in here. That's where his face ends, and then we'll see a leg coming down this way, and we'll see kind of a wrinkly area of his chest right there, or hers. I'm really not sure which one this is, and another leg coming down that way. That doesn't look like much, does it? But there it is. There's the outline of my elephant. And now I'm just going to start scribbling. I see some dark areas that I want to identify first. One of them, of course, I said was his eye. I can see that I probably needed to bring the ear back this way a little bit. There's a very dark area. And by the way, I'm using these pencils. These are my Straightler, and they're watercolor graphite. So I am going to add water to this later because I want it to be even messier than I'm going to make it now. But you can just use a pencil if that's what you want to do. You can just use a pencil. It's not a big deal. This is just, his leg has got some shadows in here, and I'm just scribbling them in. As you can see here, I'm just scribbling them in. And he's got, let's see, some coming this way and some coming that way. All right, now I see a nose that goes more this way, and we're gonna indicate some of the lines that come down. A very dark shadow right in there. This is just a little place right there. Here's his eye. I'm going to come just right in here. His eye is right there, or hers. Oh, this kind of looks like a lady. I don't know. Do the ladies have the tusks as well? I'm really not sure. I'm not sure about that. All right, and coming on down this way, and I can kind of see the mouth right there, and the throat that comes up this way, and then this beautiful ear. It's just got some scribblies on it. I see this coming up this way, and the tusk here has a little bit of beauty, a little shadow right there, some pretty shadow. And then this down here has got more shadow right in there. So I'm just scribbling, and I'm trying to get it though to look as much like this picture as I can make it without going berserk. I'm trying to make it just perfect. So look at this so far. So far we've got this animal, and here's all of the shadow over here. We've got the shape of him, and we've got some shadows going on, especially down here on the bottom of the trunk and along the back side. The light's obviously coming this way. And we have some wrinkledy things coming down his legs this way. And you know, elephants have all these wrinkles, don't they? And they're great. They just give so much character to the animal itself, and that I love the way it looks. All right, now you could do this, obviously you could do this with just watercolor. Just take your brush, put a little gray or black paint on it, and have at it. I'm doing this because I like to use these pencils, and it gives me the marks underneath the paint. I'm not using paint, but you know, the marks underneath the what looks like paint. When you add water to these pencils, they definitely become water soluble, and they move around, and they're really cool. But if you don't have them, I mean, you know, don't go buy them just because you want to do one thing with them. If you're going to use them a lot, then go get you some, because they're pretty cool. All right, and then just scribbling about, and I've made enough marks. I'm going to start using a little bit of water now and see what happens, because I can see where the shadows ought to be. I want the shadows in there like that. You see what I'm doing? And this watercolor graphite pencil is so cool, isn't it? Isn't that cool? I just love it. I just love it. Okay, and we've got an ear. This is the shadow of the ear right here. And then some of it is going to come down. Let me just dab that off a little bit, because we've got the shadow. And one thing you can do, if you think, oh, that's not dark enough, come back with the pencil after it's wet, and it will continue to, well, that's my 4B, let me get my 8B. It will continue to put dark color in there, and it'll be even darker because you got it wet first. Okay, because there's a lot of shadow. I'm going to give him a little ear wrinkle here and there, You've got ear wrinkles too, buddy. All right, and then let's come around here with these. Just getting the markings wet makes it so much darker and more intense. Leave a little highlight there over the eye, and then we're going to come up here because there's a little shadow up there and here as well, coming around the eye. All right, I'm sorry I'm mumbling again. I do that sometimes. Even when I'm not recording, y'all, I will mumble to myself as I paint. Anybody else do that? Anybody else willing to admit they do that? All right, here's the little, there's a darker mark right there. And again, I think I want to make that even darker. So to the wet paint, I'm going to add more. Just put that in there. His tusks are these beautiful white tusks, and I am not going to put paint on them at all, or put mark on them at all. And this is almost done. I'm really seriously not trying to make something frameable here. I just wanted to play with this morning. We're going to give him a little bit of tone all over, not just have all white. This right here deserves a little extra because he's got some interesting marks right here on his, and I'm trying to see how they go. They kind of come this way and down and then this way and over, because his legs here are they're very straight, and you're thinking to yourself, it's almost too straight. It almost looks, you know, comical, but it's good. Okay, so what do you think? Now this is just an initial wash of color to make this elephant. Oh, you can't really see that, can you? Here we go. I'm sorry, my screen is so small that it's hard for me to see that I'm in screen. But that's the elephant right there. Now he comes, you can do so much more than what I did here. You can come back with any kind of ink you want and make it darker, make it more colorful, however you want to do it. I just thought you might like to see how just like that. I'm pulling the water over here with my pencil. I like continuing to get this more scribbly looking. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Like I said, I'm almost done here, but I love the scribble marks. I want it to be even more like that. Where else can I put some more scribble marks? Where else would you put them? Would you put them maybe around his eye? Because there really are some very dark areas right up in here. And then maybe just a little bit coming up this way. And I don't know, just all kinds. That picture that I showed you, image by Irwin from Pixabay, if you want to find it, you can look up image by Irwin and see if you can find that very picture. And oh, I never did do the shadow over here, did I? See, are you still seeing it? Yeah, okay. Okay. So, I don't know. That's it. That's my scribbled elephant. And I'm going to work on that some more. I'm going to work on, like I told you last time I did this elephant. Here it is. There's the comparison. I used blue ink. I used Payne's Gray, watercolor. So this is an example of me doing it with watercolor and ink. This is an example of me doing it just with a pencil. And these are the watercolor pencils that actually do become watercolor paint, graphite paint. I'm just gonna make sure that. So I love it. I love it. I think it's a fun thing to do, and I want to try to learn this. This is kind of cool. All right. I hope that you have enjoyed this, and if you did, please give me a quick little thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Would love to see you come back sometime. So see you later and have a great day.